Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today this is going to be a very interesting video, probably one of the most interesting videos, maybe even on my entire channel, and that's because we're looking at the risk of a potential very, very cold spell for parts of the UK, potentially even getting near to Beast from the East thresholds. Now, this is still a bit far out, so there are lots of details to hammer down, but it does look like we could potentially see some very cold weather during the next week or so. So if I just quickly, this is the GEFS, so that's the GFS ensembles. This is the GFS sea level pressure mean and temperature about 1.5 kilometer mean. And you can see the first thing that you notice is you have high pressure to the north and you have low pressure to the south. And that drags in a cold and quite a strong easterly wind as well. And you see these very dark blue and these purple colours, that is signifying temperatures of -10 degrees at about 1.5 kilometers, and that is very, very cold. So let's get into it. These are the ensemble models. Sorry, everyone. This is the ensemble graph for the GFS, like I just showed you. And you can see here that right now the models are in good agreement for the next few days, though we do start to get uncertainty, but I'll just quickly run through them now. You can see it's expected to stay quite chilly for the next few days, then a short mild spike, and then things turn cold around the 5th of February. Let me just change that to a white pen so you can see easier there. Things start to change around the 5th of February, as you can see here. That's the 5th, and things then take a pretty sudden downturn, like so. If I just show you this with a red, so things take a pretty sudden downturn, and then you notice that the agreement within the ensemble models is actually pretty good round here. Actually, I should probably turn that back to the white pen, but the agreement is still pretty good around this region. But the interesting thing is, look that how many of these ensemble models are showing temperatures below -10 degrees. And this is actually for London. This isn't for somewhere quite far up north, for like Edinburgh or something. This is for London. Quite a lot of the ensemble models are showing temperatures below, -10 degrees. And I actually counted, I think it was 11 of the members. So that's 11 out of 30. That's roughly a third of the ensemble is showing temperatures this cold. So that does really show you the potential how cold this could be. And combined with the precipitation, that could be snow. And if I just show you this, these are like this is the snow version of what I just showed you, and you can see there is quite a large spike here. There is quite a large spike here from all the potential snow risk, as you can see. So it does look like the snow risk is increasing quite a lot. If we turn back to the ensemble mean of the graph, the thing that we're looking for is high pressure to the north of the UK, and you can see we definitely have that here. Heights rise to the north of the UK like this. We get a Scandinavian high, and because winds around a high pressure go in clockwise like this, anticyclonically, that drags in the easterly winds. And these lines, these white lines here, those are the isobars, and then they show the lines of equal pressure. And the closer they are together, the stronger wind, and the stronger the wind. And you can see that they're really getting quite tightly packed across southern parts of the UK, like so. With the ensemble, we have this is the probability of temperatures at 1.5 kilometers being less than 10 degrees, so 10 degrees or less. And you can see that they're quite high, and quite unusually high, actually. And you can really see that fetch of cold air being brought in. But pretty much across the whole of the UK, we're getting around that 40%. Some areas even getting 50%, and into the North Sea as well, 50%. And that's even higher with the 5 degrees, the -5 degrees one. And you can see definitely we have that high pressure to the north and that very cold air. Most places in the UK are actually currently being shown to have around a 90% chance of temperatures being below -5 degrees at 1.5 kilometers, even in the south as well, getting there. And now this really brings me to what could this cold air cause? And you might think, cold air, that's what's going to cause snow naturally. That doesn't always happen. However, there is something interesting here. When we have very, very cold air being dragged over the UK like this, it has to come over the North Sea first. This is the North Sea. I'm just going to change the pen colour so it's a bit more easy to see. This is the North Sea. And when we have this very cold air come over the North Sea, the North Sea is slightly warmer at this time of year, even though it's still very chilly, because the sea takes a longer time to cool than the land. So it's warmer, relatively warmer compared to its surroundings. And when we have warm air at lower levels, that warm air is less dense than the colder air around it, and it's forced to rise. And when that happens, we get shower clouds forming, potentially even cumulonimbus clouds. And because it's so cold, it doesn't fall as rain, it falls as snow. And because of friction and the showers piling up onto the land, coastal areas of eastern England, eastern Scotland, and also estuaries like the Thames estuary, those can get very, very snowy, those kind of areas, and generally want a temperature difference of about 10 to 15 degrees or so between the sea surface temperature and the temperature at 850 HPA. And if I just take let's just take let's just take this medium range model. We can see we have temperatures across the North Sea around minus 10 degrees or so. And if we take that and the current sea surface temperatures, which are quite cold near coasts, 6 or so degrees, but then further out we're getting around 7 to 8 degrees or so. So let's just say 7 degrees. And if we do the maths, that is definitely a difference of 15 degrees, 10 to 15 degrees or more. We're approaching a 17-degree difference there, and you can see that result on this weather model here, with the showers being piled up into eastern areas. So I think that the potential definitely is there, but I mean, not all the models are on board with it. If I show you the ECMWF model, that's a European model, you can see that it's barely really showing a mild spell at all. It's showing maybe a touch of cold air in places. But then the thing is that on the other hand of that, we are getting some pretty spectacular model runs at times. This was the GFS 12Z model, and you can see, sorry, not 12Z, 12Z. And you can see we really have that blast of very cold winds pushing into the UK. So definitely is something to watch. And if I show you the Canadian models 12Z run as well, you can see another very cold run. And this one was particularly remarkable because it brought some very snowy conditions for many places. If I just run through that, this is probably the highest end of what I was just talking about, where we just get constant snow showers. And this is really a perfect model of what I was just talking about, that sea effect snow, of snow showers just piling on to these eastern areas. Let me just get the pen out to show what I'm talking about. And if you just track here, this is probably the best case scenario for this kind of setup, where we have these eastern areas just getting piled with snow showers if I run through that there, and you can see there. And also in this scenario, we have things called streamers, where the snow bands line up into intense shower bands, like so. And if I just run through that again, you can really see these streamers in effect. And so, yeah, there could be quite a lot of snow from this. So it definitely is something to watch, but still lots of uncertainty. And even though there is good agreement within the ensembles, there is still scatter, you see here, to the higher end, but less. In my opinion, I think we could end up seeing quite a decent cold spell from this, but it's probably not going to be very prolonged. At least it doesn't look like that's at this stage, because as you can see, there's probably a bit of a milder uptick like that into the models. There is still a lot of spread, but confidence is increasing of a pretty cold spell between the 5th and the maybe 10th of February or so. So it could be a very cold 5 days, everyone. Thank you for watching. Bye.